Hi everyone, welcome back to the Storytime family. How are you today? How was school? Did you have lots of fun? Did you get to play outside? Well, I hope you learned lots of new things. Well, if you're ready, we have a book called Why Bears Hibernate All Winter by Tommy and Cindy Coleman. Are you ready? Well, let's get started. Why Bears Hibernate All Winter. On a cold and snow day, Bear came out to strut and play. As he was strutting through the snow, he thought to himself, "I am the biggest animal I know." Bear was very proud, and he loved to boast extremely loud. He walked to the top of the hill and stood on his hind legs so that he would be tall, and then he began to call. "I'm the biggest animal in the forest. If you disagree, then say so to me." Nobody said a word. Bear was really big. As Bear stood there, he started to twitch because his back had an itch. He backed up to a tree and started to scratch. He scratched so hard, he broke a branch. Well, you know Bear loved to brag. He had just broken a tree. It was now only a snag. It did not take long. Bear declared to the forest that he was extremely strong. Bear stuck out his chest and roared, "I'm the strongest animal in the forest. If you disagree, then say so to me." Nobody said a word. Bear was really strong. Bear started running down the hill. As the hill became steeper, he ran faster still. Bear was so impressed with his pace, he thought to himself that he could win any race. When Bear hit the brakes, he skidded to a stop right next to a frozen lake. Once again, Bear stood up and called out to the other animals, "I'm the fastest animal in the forest. If you disagree, then say so to me." This time, Bear heard a tiny voice say, "Bear, this is not true because I'm faster than you." Turtle said it again. "Bear, I am faster and I can prove it too. I will race you to the other side of the lake and back just to show you that I am faster than you." Bear did not like being challenged, and he was angry, quite frankly. He said, "Come out here and let's race," with a tone that was very cranky. Turtle said, "I'm a water animal and swimming is what I do best. I can swim much faster than you can run. It is really not much of a test. You run to the other side of the lake and back, and I will swim. I will swim across the lake and reappear here, the same place the race is about to begin." By this time, all the forest animals were aware. They had all gathered around to see if there would be a race between Turtle and Bear. Bear did not like Turtle claiming that he was faster in front of this crowd. And once again, he started getting loud. Bear growled, "You must think I am stupid, and that doesn't sound fun. You can just dive under the ice and then pop up in the same spot again to declare you've won. I'm going to ask Mr. Elk to stomp holes in the ice every few feet. You must swim and surface at each hole, and I must make certain that you do not cheat." Turtle said, "While Mr. Elk punches holes, I'll rest underwater for a few minutes, and I will be ready to go." While Turtle dove into his hole to rest below, Bear stretched, exercised, and began to gloat. He said, "The chance of Turtle beating me is very remote." It was not long until Mr. Elk had stomped holes into the ice. They were spaced evenly and looked quite nice. Just then, Turtle's head popped out through his hole. He said, "Okay, Bear, I'm ready to go." Fox was chosen to be the starter and the judge of the race. He had no reason to be sly in this case. Fox drew a starting line in the snow. Turtle and Bear stood behind that line, and Fox said, "Go!" Turtle dove under the water, and Bear began running leisurely, kind of slow. Bear trotted along waving at the crowd and chanted to the spectators, "I am the fastest," in his usual manner, obnoxious and loud. While Bear was busy waving and bragging, a head popped up from the second hole. Bear and the other animals could see a turtle's snout and hear a tiny voice call out, "Bear, you are behind, I see. I didn't know how easy this was going to be." Bear stopped waving and began running a little faster. He thought to himself, "If I don't win this race, that will be a disaster." While Bear was trotting along, a turtle's head popped up at the next hole, and the turtle taunted Bear by calling out, "Come on, Bear, catch up with me. I didn't know how easy this was going to be." Now Bear knew he had to run. There was a race that must be won, and losing to a little green water turtle would be no fun. By now it appeared Turtle had crossed the lake, getting further and further ahead. Bear ran so hard his tongue was hanging out and his face had turned red. Just then, Turtle crawled out of his hole and crossed the finish line. It seemed that he had crossed that lake in record time. Bear was so humiliated that he didn't even finish the race. He dropped his head and went home to hide and save face. When Bear got home, he was so exhausted and embarrassed that he didn't know what to do. He just went straight to bed and slept the winter through. To this day, that is why bears sleep all winter. While they may be big and strong, they just want to forget they lost a race to a turtle and may not be the world's fastest sprinter. After the race was over and Bear went home, there was a big party for Turtle. It was quite the feast. All the animals celebrated and congratulated Turtle for humbling Bear. He had been a boastful beast. Turtle then crawled back to the lake, where he tapped on the ice and said, "Okay, you can come up now, for goodness sake." Suddenly, up through the holes in the ice popped Turtle's brothers, sisters, and other kin. They all looked so much alike, you would swear they were twins. He then stretched his neck out proudly and proclaimed, "Thank you, kin. That's what happens when we work together. I knew we could win." And that was why bears hibernate all winter. Well, now you know why. And being the biggest and the strongest doesn't mean that you can always win at everything that you do. Hope you enjoyed this story. If you'd like to own a copy of this book, the link to purchase it is in our description below. Do give us a like and subscribe if you haven't, and click on the bell for more stories like this. You take care now, and thank you so much for dropping by. Bye-bye.